Good evening. I'd like to call this regular meeting of the Village Board order. I'd like to begin with the pledge to our flag. I'd like to ask Eagle Scout Colin Stewart to please come up and lead the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You hang around for a minute. Roll call, please.
Mayor Claire.
Here.
Trustee Zarate.
Here.
Trustee Lawler.
Here.
Trustee Basta.
Here.
Trustee Watts.
Here.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Here.
Trustee Jaskowitz.
Here. Next is approval of minutes, regular meeting, May 28th. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Most trustee Jesuit, second trustee
Zarate.
Zarate. Okay. Questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. Approve the agenda. Mr. Bowen.
Yes, there are no additions or corrections this evening.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Motion trustee Carpenzano, seconded trustee Lawler. Any other comment? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The agenda is approved. Next, we have a proclamation. National Flag Day proclamation. Accepting will be, again, Eagle Scout Colin Stewart. Before I read this, Colin, why don't you come here? Over the mic. You got to talk to the mic. You've seen this young man before. He was here a few months ago when you finished your project as an Eagle Scout, and his project was he constructed 3 podiums to be used in our fire station conference rooms. And it was something that was needed. Eagle Scouts do have to go through a project, and it's not the construction of the podium so much, it's the thought into it, the reason he came up with the project, and of course, obviously finishing it and delivering it. In fire stations 3, 4, and 5, there are conference rooms that we put together for community groups to meet in. And actually, Scouts have been one of the groups that's met in those rooms. There's one at the fire station across from the golf course, there's one across from Jewel, and there's one on the fire station on Boughton Road. Anyway, people use these rooms for nothing, just call up and schedule for its use and so forth, and they come in very handy, but the rooms don't have a podium in them. And lots of meetings call for a podium for somebody to speak from and so on. So Colin's project was to construct 3 podiums. They're great-looking podiums. They're made out of natural wood, not pressboard, and I'm sure they'll be in those fire stations for many, many years to come. Anyway, also finished his rank of Eagle, and the Court of Honor for the rank of Eagle was held this past Saturday. 5 of the 6 village trustees were present. We're generally present for most courts of honor, sometimes all 6 trustees, but for sure 4 or 5. Anyway, that's how much we support the scouting program. So I thought, you know, what better person to accept the Flag Day proclamation than a young man that just earned the rank of Eagle. Scouts are very proud Americans, and so I'm going to read the proclamation. Colin has a couple of words. So, National Flag Day, June 14th, 2019. Whereas by an act of Congress of the United States dated June 14th, 1777, the first official flag of the United States was adopted, and again by an act of Congress dated August 3rd, 1949, June 14th of each year was designated as National Flag Day. Whereas the Congress has requested the President to issue annually a proclamation designating the week in which June 14th occurs as National Flag Week, and whereas December 8th, 1982, the National Flag Foundation was chartered to conduct educational programs and encourage all Americans to pause for the Pledge of Allegiance as part of its National Flag Day ceremonies. And whereas Flag Day celebrates our nation's symbol of unity, a democracy, and a republic, and stands for our country's devotion to freedom, to the rule of all, and to equal rights of all. Now, therefore, I, Roger C. Clare, Mayor of the Board of Trustees, Village of Bolingbrook, Will, and DuPage County, Illinois, hereby proclaim June 14, 2019 as Flag Day in the Village of Bolingbrook, and urge all citizens to pause on this day for the 39th annual Pause for the Pledge of Allegiance and recite with all Americans the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag and nation. Accepting again is Eagle Scout Colin Stewart.
Thank you, Mayor Claire. The flag throughout history has been upheld as a sacred symbol, whether it stands for our victories or our freedoms.
Humanity sees the flag as a larger whole, while connecting us to the great country we live in. No one has a definite answer as to why we uphold this symbol so highly, but we do. As of the flag, everybody should know that white signifies innocence and purity, red being hardiness and valor, blue is vigilance and justice. The stars represent the grounds our ancestors have transformed into what we see today. Most people don't realize the history that flows through the highways we drive on today. Men and women throughout history have laid down their lives on a dream that one day their sons and daughters will have a chance at a better future. I have learned bravery, vigilance, and purity in the pursuit of what is right, as well as camp the grounds that was fought on during my scouting years. It is important that we do not take these symbols for granted, since it has impacted our lives in ways we don't know. From a broad perspective, all of the symbolism comes together to create an idea in this country's people, pride, and dedication to the flag. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This young man's going to go places. Next, we have some special recognition. Shirley Crowell, would you come up, please? I was reading the paper a few weeks ago, and I noticed an article in the Joliet Herald News about Joliet Junior College. Yeah, come on up. Joliet Junior College graduating an older person. And it kind of caught my eye. I guess it's probably because I'm not that far from that age myself. But the headline was kind of a grabber, 84-year-old graduates. So I said, we got to get her into a board meeting and let the world know, at least the world of who sees these meetings, we got to let the world know about this woman and what she's accomplished and the stick-to-itiveness that she's shown over a lot of years. And a lot of things got in the way. Moved, jobs, economics, that's all kinds of things. I'm not going to read the article, one, because when I had it reduced and framed like this, I need a magnifying glass to read the article. And I don't have one with me. But I thought, well, let's bring Shirley in and just talk for a minute. And I also brought for you, there's never enough of these, a copy of the original paper, a couple extra copies of the article, and a couple of pictures we took at the last meeting. Now, that's not funny. I was embarrassed when I found it out, but I'd asked to have arranged for her to come to the last board meeting, and then I just kind of put it aside, and typically then I'm reminded the day of the board meeting, now remember Shirley's going to be here. I was never given that confirmation, so I didn't know she was here. We had a rather large crowd at the last meeting because of swearing in as new police officer or promotions, so the place was pretty filled. So I wasn't really paying attention, and of course it turns out the meeting was conducted. At the end of the meeting, you and the family are sitting there, and I found out you were here, so I felt embarrassed. So, well, please come back, and of course she did. So, Shirley, if we could, and I don't want to read the article, I'd rather hear you verbalize it if you don't mind. Why don't you step over to the microphone? So when did you enroll in school for the first time?
Probably 1960s something, you know.
Well, nothing wrong going to school in the 60s. I was in school in the 60s, so don't be ashamed of that.
And then I had gone to another school, and when I moved to Bolingbrook 21 years ago, I decided to enroll at Joliet Junior College, and they didn't accept a lot of my credits.
That was pretty harsh.
It was very hard. So just kept going, taking one class a semester for the past 10 or 12 years.
Now, where all did you go to school besides Joliet? Was one out in West somewhere?
It was Boise State University. I went to College of DuPage when I came back from Boise, and they didn't accept those credits. because at that time, COD was on a trimester, and JJC is on a semester.
So they wouldn't treat them the same.
No.
So what did you take the classes, what was your favorite subject?
Well, at the time, it was business marketing. That's what I was going after. But after you get so old, business and marketing isn't really that important for you as far as getting, employment, because now I'm just doing it just to accomplish something for myself.
Well, like that, I find that very impressive. I also find it a little unfortunate that Joliet Junior College was so harsh on the credits. I mean, it's not like you were using it to get a job in Houston, putting rockets on the moon. You just wanted to
Thank
finish
you.
the degree that you started, and
That's all.
why play that credit game? But I understand there's some bureaucrat that probably has a
Well, I
policy.
just,
and stuff.
just business, I guess.
But it didn't stop you, did it?
No,
Did you ever become disillusioned and want to quit?
many times.
What kept you going?
What else are you like? Nothing else to do. I'm not a big sports fan or anything. It's just I like to read and I like to learn.
Now, you got some family with you today. Would you like to introduce those family members?
My daughter, only my daughter is here. My son was coming later, but my daughter Judith, she's here.
Oh, Judith, stand up. Is she proud of you?
Oh, she says she is, and I believe it because they help me a lot.
Would she help you with your homework?
A little.
So what are your plans now? You want to continue?
Oh, God, I knew you was going to ask that. I'll tell you, as I told them, I'm not going to commit to that because now I'll be 85 next month. And let's see what happens if I can still keep going to bed, waking up.
Yeah. You drive, I assume.
I do drive.
So you drove yourself to class, and of course you got to park in some remote lot and walk a couple, 3 blocks.
I'm not going to do that. I only do online classes now.
That's smart. That's smart.
Because no more driving, looking for parking places, and, that's it.
So when's your birthday?
July 24th.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Well, I was impressed, and I'll tell you what, 84 years old, don't we all wish at 84 was? Yeah.
Thank you.
I won't be going to school at 84 years old.
Well, I mean, it's, now you can really enjoy it because you're not under pressure to, you can enjoy it. I do much more than I did when I was, then when I was younger, you're trying to get a promotion, you're trying to compete with other people.
So, that's one last question. What did the other students in the class think about this?
Well, they've been very kind, and I don't really know what they thought, but I didn't have any problems, I enjoyed actually being in the classroom at the time when I was in the classroom, because for me, I enjoyed listening to their opinions and how different they thought than I did.
When they, like the first day of class, did they look at you and wonder,
Oh, no. No.
No?
If they did it so well. I was so busy looking myself.
Well, again, congratulations. Like I said, this nice article, a picture of you with getting your degree, diploma from the university president.
I do, thank you.
You should be very proud.
I am, just to get through. Thank you.
Sorry about last meeting.
Don't worry, what did I tell you?
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now we have presentations. Beautification Commission, Arbor Day coloring page and poster contest winners. And it looks like we have a good group of the young men and women are here. And Barbara Parker, Vice Chair of the Commission, is going to help with that presentation. And we have, what do we have?
We have certificates and gift cards.
Certificates and gift cards. All the gift cards the same?
No,
Okay.
different amounts for
You
the
need
winner.
that? You
I
got
have
that?
my own. This will be our first one.
Okay.
This year, we had 134 entries, and we had 13 winners. You'll only see 11 up here because we had a brother and sister who left on Saturday to visit their grandparents in California, so they wanted to show off their pictures. This year, for a coloring page for 3 to 4 years old, we had a tie. We had Hafsa Ahmed as first place. Come on up.
Hi there.
Hello.
There's your first place ribbon. Picture of a tree with apples stayed within the lines. I'm not sure some of these folks back here could do that. There you go. And there's your certificate, and attached to it is a gift card for $25. Got it? Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for coming up.
Next first place winner, we have Summer Madison.
So you tied. How are you today?
Good.
Did you think you would win?
Yes.
Well, there's your picture again, and there's your ribbon, and your certificate, and a gift certificate for $25.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
Next, for second place, we have Kashita Rasem Babu. I know I screwed that up.
How are you?
Good.
Want to say something else?
Yes.
There's your second place ribbon, and your picture, and a certificate, along with the gift card for $20. What are you going to do with it?
My brother teach me. My brother teach me how to color.
Oh, did a nice job. You going to share the money with your brother?
Okay.
Congratulations. Thank you for coming up.
And our third place winner in that category is Shania Watts.
Watts? Watts? Sheldon, I know you want to get in this picture. Come on down.
Now we saw her live. Let's go.
Here's your picture, your third place ribbon. Here's your, you got to turn around, please. Smile, you got to turn around, smile. And there's your gift card for $10, okay? Well, come on, you want to get in a picture, you got to stand next to her. It's what?
10 is a lie.
It is a lot, yes. Turn around, you got to look.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Our next category is coloring pages again, but this time it's ages 5 to 6. And our first place winner was Naeem Maldonado.
Hi there.
Hi.
You've been standing there for a long time getting your picture taken, haven't
Yeah.
you? Best day ever, 2019 field day, Tibbet School. You must go to Tibbet School.
Yeah.
Well, there's your first place poster or picture. And
Roger, look at his picture and see the sign he added to it.
Bolingbrook, a place to grow. Very good. Very good. Nice job. And there's your first place with $25 gift card. What are you going to do with $25?
I don't know. I probably would just spend it.
Okay. Well, enjoy it. Congratulations.
I don't know if our second place winner came in, but Christopher Willer. Okay. Our third place winner is here, Lily Kaufman.
Hi.
Hi.
Third place. So where do you go to school?
Eichelberger.
Eichelberger. Okay. You like school?
Yeah.
Would you turn around and look that way? I think there's somebody out there taking your picture. And there's your poster or your certificate and the gift card for $15. Congratulations.
I don't know if our fourth place winner came in, Hanan Udin. Okay. Now we go on to the poster contest for 7 to 11-year-old Raphael Pascal.
I think that trees are terrific because they help produce oxygen from carbon dioxide. They also produce fruits like apples and pears and many more delicious fruits. Trees are also very fun to climb and hang out with your friends. I love trees. You climb trees?
Yes, sometimes.
Sometimes?
Sometimes. When I was in a baseball game.
Where do you go to school?
Holy Trinity.
You like it?
Yeah.
There's your first place ribbon, your poster, your certificate, and a gift card for $50. Wow. Congratulations.
Okay, I don't know if our second place winner is because his brother wasn't here earlier. Mickey Willer. Okay, no Mickey.
No.
Miguel Sanchez already got his poster. He's the little boy I told you that went with his sister. The next category in poster contest is 12 to 14. And this is a young lady who can't be here tonight, but her great uncle John is here to take it for her. And this is her 7th year winning this contest. Tia Kulkarni.
Uncle John.
John.
Well, one thing I'm sure about, Uncle John didn't help with this.
Now I can stop buying papers and save trees.
So, John, how many times in a row?
7.
7 times in a row. Those are very attractive. Trees are terrific for all living things. You pretty proud?
Oh, yes.
And we have a gift card. I assume it's also, well, find it here, also $50. Congratulations, Uncle John.
Great uncle.
Oh, great uncle. John is the individual for the last 30-plus years has put together the Veterans Day service as a veteran himself and also the Memorial Day service. And he's put in thousands of hours doing that, not only for the services, but for the VFW and veterans everywhere. And he's on the road constantly doing work for veterans. So, thanks, John.
Leave tomorrow morning.
And again, our second place winner in that category, Maria, is in California visiting her grandparents now. So thank you, everybody.
Here, pass that down, Jim. Give her a chance. I think the poster contest winners and their families are going to hit the road. We'll give them a chance to clear the room. They don't have to, but... The last thing before we get to the agenda itself, at the last meeting, the May 28th meeting, at the end of the meeting, Trustee Jazzowitz questioned whether the direct billing ordinance, which contained a 10% per charge late charge, was legal. It is legal. A late charge is not interest. It is not a judgment, debt, or finance charge. Municipalities, whether home rule or not, have the statutory authority to finance and collect for refuse garbage removal. Charging for this service, including a 10% late charge, is not subject to the Consumer Loan Act, is not usurious, and I have a copy of the legal opinion, which I'm sharing with the board if anybody else would like to see it. I would like to suggest that if any trustee ever wants to challenge the legality of a document presented to this board, that they give the courtesy of giving it to the village attorney prior to the meeting starting to have an opinion, as opposed to ambush them cold at a public meeting, especially when the opinion's wrong. And my only suggestion would be that you get a better attorney that one knows what he's doing. So with that, we'll move on. Staff reports, bill approval. Exhibit A, $1,362,861.19. Exhibit B, $529,888.70. Total of $1,892,749.89. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Watts, seconded trustee Basta. Questions? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Basta.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Jaskowitz.
Yes. The next, we have one resolution, a resolution approving the purchase of a 2019 wheeled coach Ford F-550 ambulance from Fire Service, Inc. for use by the fire department. Is there a motion? Motion trustee Jazzowitz.
Second.
Second trustee Lawler. This resolution authorizes the purchase of a replacement ambulance. It will replace a 2007 ambulance, 12 years old, that has over 124,000 miles. That in itself is somewhat deceiving because, as you might well imagine, ambulances idle quite a bit at different scenes while preparing to transport. 3 quotes were obtained. The lowest quote was for $259,729. The addition of radio equipment is another $12,886.33, bringing the total cost to $272,615.33, which is $27,384.67 under the budgeted amount of $300,000. Public Safety Committee has reviewed and approved. The low bid was $259,000. The other 2 bids was, one was $279 and one was for, well, $279. So we took the lowest of 3 quotes for these ambulances, and people don't realize what an ambulance costs, but years ago an ambulance basically was a station wagon where people were put in it and transported. Over the years they've grown into basically small medical centers on wheels. And technology today, ambulances are equipped with all kinds of devices that can transmit medical information to and from the hospital, as well as radio equipment. It's very sophisticated, all the various drugs and other things that are needed to provide emergency service to people, and that, of course, drives the cost up. But these are the best. And again, there were 3 quotes. The lowest one was $259 plus the radio equipment, which is, of course, necessary to be added in. Questions? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Basta.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Jaskowitz.
Yes. Next, the first ordinance is an ordinance amendment to the rules and regs of the Bolingbrook Fire and Police Commissioners of the Village of Bolingbrook, Fire and Police Departments, Article 7, Retirement. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Carpenzano, seconded trustee Basta. This ordinance amends the rules and regulations of the by the Fire and Police Board as they relate to fire and police departments. For ordinance 93-0101, the mandatory required retirement age of a sworn firefighter or police officer is 60 years of age. This allows municipalities to set the retirement age between 60 and 65 years of age. This ordinance raises the mandatory retirement to 65. It was 65 in the fire department, correct?
No, they were both 60.
Both 60. Now they're both going to be 65. Hey, surely, I mean, no reason why a guy can't be, or a girl can't be a firefighter at 65, right? Anyway, board and police fire boards reviewed and recommends approval. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Basta.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Jaskowitz.
Yes. The next ordinance approving an agreement with the Village of Bolingbrook and Chuck Freebird to enforce traffic laws and ordinances at CDE Collision Center 1310 Lily Cash Lane. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion trustee Watts, second to trustee Zarate. This ordinance will authorize the village police department to enter into an agreement with CDE Collision Centers 1310 Lily Cash Lane, the former Aldi store that closed. There is going to be a collision center, and they're giving us the right to enforce our traffic laws on their property, something we have with most all the shopping centers and retail areas in Bolingbrook. It allows us to enter into the private property to enforce traffic laws, parking, and ordinance violations. This is the same agreement we have again with homeowner associations, apartments, and a lot of retail centers. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Basta.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Jaskowitz.
Yes.
The next ordinance is amending Chapter 9 of the Municipal Code regarding charitable solicitation on public streets. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Motion trustee Zarate, second to trustee Lawler. This ordinance amends Chapter 9, Article 5 of the Municipal Code to comply with Illinois state statutes regarding pedestrian solicitations. In order to obtain a permit to solicit donations from a motorist, the applicant needs to obtain a permit. In order to do that, you have to be registered with the Attorney General or Secretary of State as a charitable organization for at least 5 years. That's a local amendment. In other words, you have to be 501c3 charitable organization for at least 5 years in order to obtain a permit. You must be engaged in a statewide fundraising activity, and I have a question about that, Mr. Bowen, and accept liability for any injuries to a person or property casually related to the fundraising activity, and must be at least 16 years of age and wear a high visibility vest, which we provide, I believe.
Yes, we do.
And this ordinance will be effective upon passage this evening. Thanks for discussion, but I'd like to ask a statewide fundraising activity. So if a local 501c3 group wants to solicit, unless it's a statewide activity, they can't?
For example, Lions Candy Day, the firefighter boot drive.
Knights
Those
of
are
Columbus.
statewide, right. Those are all statewide solicitations for funding. Those types of things would all qualify.
What about Bolingbrook High School cheerleaders?
If it was a school-related function that was being sponsored statewide, then it would qualify.
Well,
If it was for the boosters and it wasn't a statewide booster, it would not qualify.
well, then I don't like it.
State statute.
The General Assembly's passed a law that's got to be statewide.
Yes. That's not our language, yes, sir.
So a group like H2O would not qualify because they're not a state organization?
That's correct.
Yeah, we're thinking more of we've seen the high school groups out there, so this changes that.
The what?
The high school groups are out there.
Well, that, I know, that's why I
Yeah.
asked the question,
Right.
and this says they can't. I thought there would be some interpretation that would allow this to continue, but that's a fundraising activity that Palms, boosters, I suspect probably Trojan football, the Buccaneers have all used that activity to solicit money. And they're local groups. And they're 16 years of age, and they depend on this to survive. So the General Assembly passed this law?
Yes.
I'd like-
We can look and see if home rule's not preempted, to see if we can take an exception to it under our home rule powers. But the statute is clear in what it says.
Well, I'd like to also find out what prominent member of our General Assembly introduced this bill, who was...
You mean, you would like to see who voted on it?
I'd like to see who voted on
Okay.
it. Because this is something that statewide people do.
That's correct.
And a lot of local groups count on this as a major source of funds for their activities, and people are happy to do it. Well, not always, but they're happy to do it because they know these groups, they don't...
Now, this is only solicitation within public rights-of-way, streets. It's nothing to do with solicitations door-to-door or on a corner or anything else.
Wait a minute, on the corner, what do you mean?
If someone's on a, not in the street right-of-way, this does not apply.
This is all streets, not just state streets?
That's correct.
Well, who's going to stand on the corner? What do you mean? All you're going to do is get sunburned. And I think people prefer to have this on the street solicitations, even though it can be dangerous. Better to have that than going door to door, because I don't think people like people soliciting door to door, because they never know if it's legitimate or not. But you see a large group of young people, cheerleaders, what have you, you pretty well know it's a local group, and people are happy to help. Knights of Columbus, well, that's statewide again. But even the Knights of Columbus or Lions or Rotary, if it's not a statewide plan, if say the Lions Club decide to have a fundraiser to raise money for some local concern and it's not statewide, what you're saying is that wouldn't be legal either.
There's no definition as to what statewide funding is in the statute. This language is extracted exactly from the statute. But if the board would like to table it, we can see if we
Yeah, I'll
can
make a motion to table it so we
get
can
it
research
exempted
it.
under home rule.
Go from there.
We need a second.
To second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a second?
Second.
Vote. All in favor of the table, say aye.
Aye.
We'll table that and bring it
We'll
back.
report it back.
But let's do some research on that, because that was not well thought out. But then again, most of what Springfield does isn't. Okay, the last ordinance this evening is amending Chapter 13 of the Municipal Code, increasing Class C8 from 2 to 3, increasing Class C2 from 4 to 5, and for Oberweis Dairy doing business as Wood Grain Neapolitan Pizzeria, and that burger joint, 860 East Bowden Road. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Lawler, seconded trustee Basta. Oberweis Dairy, who owns the building with 3 different businesses in it in front of Costco. One is Wood Grain Pizza, the other was Burger Joint, has requested a beer and wine license for their joint restaurant. This ordinance increases the numbers I described earlier, outdoor patio and indoor beer and wine, 4 to 5 and 2 to 3 respectively. That's it? Questions? All in favor, say, or all roll call, please.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Basta.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Gish.
Yes.
Next, we have questions to the audience or press. Anybody that has a question? Seeing none, trustee comments or reports. Trustee Zarate.
Thank you, Mayor. Theater Arts Workshop will be held June 10th through the 14th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Free youth theater camp. Learn what it takes to succeed in musical theater, auditioning, singing, dancing, acting, theater history, set construction, makeup, sound, and lights. Grades are 6 through 12, and it will be held at the Fountaindale Public Library. That's all I have. Thank you.
As some of you may be aware, we've talked about it before, the summer concert series started last week, Wednesdays on the Hill from 7:30 to 9 p.m. behind Village Hall. Last week, we had over 1,000 people to start the season. And Thursdays at the Promenade, that's put on by the Promenade, sponsored by Rock Bottom and other local businesses, and that's from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. You can check the Bolingbrook website for a schedule for both evenings and other activities. I do want to highlight, earlier tonight, we had the Beautification Commission Arbor Day Awards, and then we've got the Arts Council has put together a program this year at the Promenade they're calling Arts on the Row, and that's the last Friday of each month. And they're going to feature artwork and as well talk to Phyllis Meyer, who's the chair of the commission, over the weekend, and they're going to have jazz music there as well. So mark your calendars for that, and that should be pretty fun. And I see someone in the room. I think we're going to talk about another event this weekend, so I won't take away that. But check the village website for upcoming activities and a lot going on this summer. So that's it. Oh, I do want to thank over 200 volunteers for the Cavalcade of Plains this first weekend in June. And we've got record numbers on Sunday. They're still compiling the information, but 200 volunteers attracted tens of thousands of people to Bolingbrook for a great show, and I know everybody on this dais was there at the event over the weekend, and great event. So thank you to all the volunteers and those who were involved. That's it.
Coming up, actually it started yesterday, June 10th through August 8th is Camp Katakani. It's a full-day summer camp for ages 5 through 16, located at 445 Trout Farm Road. It's a safe, enriching environment. The website for more information is campfireusa.illinois.org/summer-camp-2019. Probably easier for the phone number, 630-629-5160. Coming up is our famous 4th of July All-American celebration at the Bolingbrook Golf Club. Open to the public. There will be a free shuttle, free admission, fun for all ages, huge selection of kids' activities. 4 to 7 p.m. is a barbecue buffet. Adults are $25, members are $23, children $19, and a member child is $17. 9:25 will be the national anthem, followed by the spectacular fireworks display. Don't miss it. And we have a very special occasion coming up, so I'd like to wish a happy birthday to our newest junior trustee, Michael Carpenzano.
Junior, that was cute.
Junior.
I'd like to start by thanking the Beautification Commission on putting on the poster contest. What an honor it was for my daughter Shania to be able to participate and win a prize. And it just a small piece of how awesome it is to raise children in this community. There's just so many opportunities for our kids to get involved, whether it's Park District and, you know, football, baseball, you name it, all the activities, swimming, and we're just really pleased with all the great opportunities for our little ones to be engaged in the community. So thank you guys for that. I received a text message from a lady by the name of Christina Armstrong. Her dad, Mayor, was a former village trustee. And she notified me that former trustee Armstrong, was in the hospital. He was dealing with a very challenging health issue. But with all of that, he is in good spirits, and he's laughing, and he's making the best of the situation. So just wanted to extend our thoughts and prayers to the Armstrong family, and to let everyone know the situation with former trustee Armstrong. Mayor, do you want to say a few words, sir?
Well, I served with John. Sounds funny to say it that way. I was on the board with John Armstrong. He was a trustee from 77 to 81. I became on the board by appointment in 79 as a trustee, 2 years together. And John was known for being the financial whiz of the board. Anytime there was a financial question, if John weighed in on that issue, pretty much the board went along with his opinion, because that just was his area of expertise. But yes, it was a long time ago. So wish him well, and Again, if you'd ask Tina, that's his daughter's name, Tina, to keep us in the loop, as so far he lives on the west side of town on Lilyfield Lane.
I certainly will. Certainly will. Just a couple additional announcements. The Village Picnic is upon us. That's going to be June 30th. Free train rides, activities, petting zoo, hot dogs. This is one of those community events that, those selling items are all community organizations, so we want to support them. And actually, it's free hot dogs. Is always a staple of this event. That is June 30th. There's fishing derbies, bingo, there's a famous hot dog eating contest, stage entertainment, an egg toss contest, and then there's the band on stage at 5 p.m. You can go on the village website for additional information. And then finally, as Trustee Lawler was alluding to, we have Lawrence Cooper with us this evening. He's the founder of the Bolingbrook Juneteenth Festival. And that's coming up Saturday, June 22nd at the Performing Arts Center from noon to 10 p.m. It's really an event that celebrates and brings the community together to bridge what it says here, age, race, and status. The event offers music, dance, and blazing in the brook, which is a new feature of the event where I'm hearing there's going to be a barbecuing contest. So that sounds exciting, a cook-off. And this year's theme is the Year of the Woman. So let's all come out and celebrate Juneteenth on Saturday, June 22nd from noon to 10 p.m. Thank you.
Shirley, amazing accomplishment there. I thought I was too old to go back to school, but I'm going to rethink that, so congratulations. A big kudos to the committees and volunteers. This past weekend was packed with events. Fiesta Pinoy, our celebration of the Filipinos, as well as Bolingbrook Pride. An amazing weekend full of inclusive events for our community. So a big kudos on a successful weekend there. Tonight ends the early bird pricing for Hearthaven Outreach, their 16th annual golf outing and Christmas in July gala dinner. So if you want to catch the early bird pricing, hearthavenoutreach.org. You can get your dinner tickets or your golf tickets. Again, the discounted pricing ends tonight. The event is at the Bolingbrook Golf Club Thursday, July 11th. So again, get on there before midnight and you'll catch the early bird pricing. A special announcement, I'm sure you're very excited. The Pet Parade finally has a new date. It's going to be Friday, July 19th at 5:30 at the Promenade Bolingbrook. I hope you're excited for that. And one final announcement. Community Service Council of Northern Will County has partnered with Catholic Charities to provide homeless prevention and emergency services. Weekly outreach services are going to be available from 8:30 until noon, each Friday of the month beginning June 7th. So they've already started. If you'd like more information about the partnership or to schedule an appointment, please call Community Service Council at 815-886-5000. That's all.
I'll start out by wishing everybody, all the dads that are listening and are out there, a happy Father's Day this Sunday. I know I will enjoy it. My kids have some plans for me. It's my birthday and Father's Day are on the same day, so it's like having your birthday on Christmas. You get one gift and you say, hey, it's for both days, Dad. I also want to say thank you to the 1,000+ people that showed up for the Bolingbrook Pride event. As Michael mentioned, on Sunday, that was triple the amount of people that we had at the first event, and our vendors were extremely happy with the outcome. Our sponsors were tremendous in supporting the event, and we're already planning event number 3 for next year. So thank you again to the Bolingbrook Pride Commission. Also, I hosted my second town hall resident forum on Saturday at the library. We drew about 30 residents, and we had some very good discussions. We talked about everything from the new garbage fees and we talked about, one of the things that came up there was parking in the street, and how we have to always call in after a certain hour and not be able to park there. And a lot of people have numerous cars, or they just don't have room because they got small driveways. And what the suggestion was, and maybe we can entertain this, is, and make it a revenue stream, is issue a permit that you would pay for to just have to be able to park in the street and not have to call it in. And you would have restrictions, so on snow days or stuff like that, you would have to park your car someplace else. That would allow people to park on the street, not have to call it in, and eliminate some of this, where you park and block the sidewalks and things like that. So that was one of the suggestions that came out of there. We talked about a lot of the positive things that are going on in Bolingbrook as well. So all those things took place at that event. I plan on doing another town hall in the fall, and I'm hoping maybe we can do it as a group with everybody that's here. And a lot of residents felt it was very informational, and they'd like to see more of that so they can come out and talk with the elected officials. Thank you.
Some people have been questioning the activity in the parks. As you recall, there was a referendum passed by the people a year or so ago to do a rebuild of most of the parks, the active parks in Bolingbrook. So people are putting on Facebook that they drove by the park and all the playground equipment was removed. Well, the unfortunate part about replacing parks is you have to do it during the construction season, which is the summertime where people like to play in parks. So there will be some inconvenience, and on behalf of the park board, I'd like to apologize. This was a park board decision, not a decision of this board, because the park district's separate from the village board. I did support the referendum to rebuild the parks. So they're doing this not one at a time, but they clear out the equipment. They're going to put in new equipment. There was one suggestion, in fact, that some equipment was removed from one park and moved to James McGee's park. That's not quite what happened. Equipment was taken out of a park to be replaced, and the school district wanted to add it to their playground at James McGee. So the park district gave the equipment to the school district to put in the school district park, which is next to James McGee School. So I hope that makes sense. It's not a Bolingbrook park, it's a school district park. Anyway, there will be some inconvenience, but when it's done, it'll be nice, but they can't do it overnight. Remove all the equipment and install all new equipment, it takes some time. We have no executive session, so motion adjourned is in order. And happy birthday again, Shirley.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved.
Second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We stand adjourned.